I was just sleeping to heal up between episodes, and then a fucking ghost attacked me. This is exactly why we need to Silph Scope. Because this is probably an interesting ghost-type Pokemon that I just can't do anything with right now, and I need to run away. So, but that being said, I think if I go into my Pokemon right now, yeah, I'm fully healed up again. So I just need to run away, because it doesn't seem like the ghost... Yeah, the ghost will keep chasing me, which, fair enough, I am literally in a graveyard. So maybe don't sleep in the middle of the night. Well, to be fair, when I went to sleep, it was in the middle of the night. But don't sleep near a graveyard if you're afraid of ghosts. That's a chancey. Your catchphrase usually is a bitch, so I'm not gonna even deal with you. But you are an experienced farm and a half. So I'm gonna go into a matchup, I'm gonna low kick your ass, and I'm going to be rich in experience. And that's just how that's gonna go. What we're gonna do today as well is I'm going to use matchup to build a campfire, and then that campfire, number one, should ward off ghost. Definitely should have put one of those down before I went to sleep, actually. And then number two is we're going to use that campfire to build us some more Pokeballs, because I've got the materials to build a bunch of Pokeballs, I think, and I really should be doing that, because as we figured out last episode, catching Pokemon is a really good key to actually gaining experience, and also obviously building up our little army so that we can farm both the Pokemon themselves if we have two Pokemon of opposite genders, but they also, if they're happy Pokemon, which is an entire like mechanic here, which has to do with the fact that they're in like a good biome for them and that kind of stuff. They will also start producing items for you. So, presumably, Chansey, for instance, might give you lucky eggs, which is decently interesting. We're not going to catch the Chansey right now, because again, its catch rate usually is pretty low. And we obviously have the issue of not having a lot of Pokeballs right now. And honestly, a little bit of experience is worth a lot more to me right now than catching this thing. That being said, if we catch it, we still do get the experience. So that is not a choice we'll have to make that often. But specifically right now, we have the Dratini and the matchup, both of which could use a bit of experience. So... Ah, man, this is one tough chance. It is 4 levels higher than me. I was going to say lower. I am 4 levels lower than it. It's also growling me a lot, which is probably why I'm dealing so little damage at this point. But, man, this thing better give like 2k experience. It's going to be split over 2 Pokemon, but the attack missed. Are you fucking kidding? I didn't even know Loki could miss. Pound, don't kill me. Please don't kill me. You know what? All this means is, I don't know if fainted Pokemon can actually be healed by just sleeping. This is the first Pokemon I've had faint. It's a very good question. At least the experience will now purely go to Dratini. It doesn't have to split it with matchup. So, and that's really the thing that we're working towards, right? Is having Dratini evolve, and then also having Totodile evolve as soon as we possibly can. So, that's 2,000 experience! So that should be enough for like level 16 or 17 at least, right? I don't know when Dratini... And we finally have a real move on Dratini as well. Twister. That is fantastic. That's level 16? I think it evolves at like level 27, 28, something like that, if I recall correctly. So it's still a while away from evolving, but at least it's got a decently damaging move now. Okay, there is a Minun there as well. It's really interesting seeing how recognizable these Pokemon are, even in this like low resolution. Anyway, let's cut down some trees here and make our way to a somewhat safer place. That's not what I needed to do. I need to use Bellossom to cut. Can I use matchup while it's fainted to build? I can. Okay, sure, why not? Let's build ourselves a fire to camp with. And we have a campfire, which means that we can craft. We can craft a heavy ball, which is literally just a black apricorn. So, which we only have one of. No, we have quite a lot of them. I'm guessing we had 12 of them. So now we have 12 heavy balls. Oh, the number to the right isn't how many you can craft, it's how many you already have. Okay, that's fair enough then. So I'm going to just get a bunch of balls, which sounds weird, and we're going to go on a catching spree, because if we've got plenty of balls, we're going to have plenty of opportunities to catch things, which means that we're going to have a very busy home. I'm assuming these balls actually work the way that they're supposed to work, rather than like doing most of the time the exact opposite of what they're supposed to do in the original Gen 2 games. Like the moon ball just straight up doesn't do anything, I don't think. We can make clear glass. We can't make a silver scope yet. We need clear glass ×2 for that and 2 metal coats. We can make 2 clear glass. No, we cannot. What does a binding band do? We need 3 grass for that. I don't know. Thin paper. So don't know what that does. Silky thread for an old rod. Having a rod probably would be a good thing as well, right? Anyway, that's all we got there. Can we like dig this up or something to get the resources for it back? Doesn't look like we can. So that campfire is just going to be there chilling out. And this is a dead end because I still can't cross water. This is really something that we need to start working on, being able to cross water, because this is just... this is honestly problematic. Every time we run into anything wet, we just kind of like get stopped. I can walk along the river to see if it ends at some point, and maybe I can cross it that way. But being able to just like surf or fly over the water would be a huge help. You know what? We're not going to follow the river. We're going to go into this direction with this forest over here, which seems to dead end as well. But at least I can cut down the goddamn tree. So that's a start. I see some rocks over there. Could that be a cave? I know there is caves. I've looked this up. There should be caves. I haven't found any of them yet, but I am very intrigued to maybe run into one of them. And if this is one of them, it really doesn't look like it. It's literally just a bit of rock. And again, a fucking river. Wait, isn't this the Lake Verity theme? Are we going to run into Mesprit or Yuxi or Azel or whatever one fits this? I think they all have the same theme, right? Am I going crazy? It's just like the lake theme? Or do they all have individual themes? I honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure. Going back home is going to be such a pain, because I'm not going to be able to remember this entire route. I'm just going to have to make an entirely new route back home, which for exploration purposes, I suppose, is actually a good thing, right? But it's still going to be a pain in the ass. How far along have we come? We must be so far out. We must be so far out in the map at this point. Maybe we should just make it a point to try to see if we can find the edge of the map. Because if there's different sizes through the map, that means that certainly that there is an edge. Matter of fact, if there's one edge, there's got to be 4 edges. We've made it into another beach biome, which last time I said this doesn't look very much like Alola, while walking literally on a beach. While I was editing that, I did realize how stupid that sounds. Actually, I don't think that was last episode. That might have been 2 episodes ago by now. I don't remember. I've been recording like all day today for this series, and it's just been a lot of fun. So I haven't wanted to stop. I've edited the first 2 episodes, but I think this is episode 4, right? It might be. It doesn't really matter. The episodes aren't like very inherently linked together anyway. Yeah, this definitely seems like it's a dead end because there's a lot of ocean around me, and I don't know if I've complained about this enough, but I can't cross water. So this might be a dead end, and this might be where we turn around and start heading back towards home. Let's actually check out the map real quick just to make sure. How far along have we come? So that's our last sleeping location over there. And then I think our home is, yeah, it's all the way down there. So that's quite a ways away. And it seems like this entire thing is like one big coastline potentially. So maybe we should try to keep to the coastline, because that's eventually going to land us back home anyway. Or maybe this is just 2 entirely different beaches that aren't related. It seems like it might be 2 entirely different beaches that aren't related at all, actually. That being said, I'm still walking on the beach, and there's a alligator over there! And it seems like it might actually be one long continuous beach, which is going to be a bitch to traverse because, again, don't know if I've said this before, but I can't really deal with water all too well at the moment. So what I might do between this recording section and the next, which is probably after this episode and before the next one, is do a little bit of off-screen just grinding against wild Pokemon. Is that a Vaporeon? I think that might be a Vaporeon. Just to get my levels up enough to the point where I can fly on Pick-a-Pack, because I think that will make exploring a lot more enjoyable, because it'll be a lot easier. And right now, it's just taking a while to traverse like a lot of the landscape and like the issues I have with water and stuff like that. I'm assuming you're not friendly, right? No, you are definitely not. You are probably one of my favorite regional forms, just because Alolan Executor it's just so goddamn goofy. I love it. Back on somewhat dry land. There is a sign here? What? Okay, this better have some good information. Trainer tips. Sleeping indoors will restore HP twice as fast as sleeping outdoors. I've already read about that, but thank you very much anyway. Okay, now we've been here before. We've definitely been here before. Seems like going back home actually won't be that big a deal after all. We're running into a Makuhita, which... Do I care? No. No, I do not. You know what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to make it dead. There's a dragon move. I just wanted to check to make sure. I thought it was, but Twister seems like it could be a flying move as well. And it's been a while since I've like played Pokemon. I'm going to be real with you. I've played Legends Arceus obviously, but that's an entirely different beast altogether. And I've been playing Pokemon Sword for the last year or so, but I managed to make like one gym of progress every 2 months or so. I don't play it a lot, especially since I've bought Stardew Valley on the Switch. I know I talked about this before in a different episode as well. I've bought Stardew Valley on the Switch, and it's been eating up almost all my free time as far as gaming goes. Now I've got this game, which means Stardew Valley is going to like be absolutely abandoned because I only have the capacity to play one game at a time, damn it. And I also still have the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon remake on the Switch to play. I got that as a gift a while ago. I've been wanting to play it. I haven't had the time to play it because, again, I only have the time and attention span. The attention span is a not insignificant part of that as well, I'll have to admit, to play like one game at a time seriously, especially if they're on the same console. The Switch especially, it's so easy to just keep the game running and only put the Switch on standby, and then the barrier to starting up a different game is even higher because that means you actually have to close down the game you were playing and stuff like that, and it's just, that's a very loud motorcycle. Anyway, the slightly problematic part about these kind of open world survival type games is that sometimes if you're doing a let's play of them, you go through a fair bit of content without actually having anything happen, just because exploration in itself is fun. I hope it's fun to watch as well, because this episode and the last episode, not a lot more than just exploration has happened. I'm fully aware of that. But we do have a goal to work towards again now, because we know that we want to have a Silph Scope, and for that we're going to need a metal code. 2 of them, in fact, which means that we're going to need a steel type Pokemon. Training tips. Use cuts on buildings to remove them. That is actually very good to know. Hold on. Oh, my house is right over there. I was going to say, there's been a lot of digging around here. That means my house must be close. And lo and behold, it is right over there. So, the Pokemon we caught before do not seem to be here. Oh, we caught... Did we catch anything, actually? We might not have. I know we caught the Yanma, but the Yanma is probably... Oh, I know where the Yanma is. Oh, that's not great. The Yanma was sent to our last safe location, which was... where we slept, which is all the way the fuck up there. This is where Yanma exists at the moment, I think. Yeah, that's too bad. We're not going to go back for Yanma. Not at all. Oh, hello, Yanma. He's inside. Okay, never mind. We've got Yanma inside. We've got our Pokemon here. So let's actually try to build a bit of a habitat for a Pokemon or two. Wait, is that Mantine and that Blastoise making Pokemon babies? I'm guessing they're in the same ag group. But I wouldn't have expected this fangame to take ag groups into account. I would have just figured they'd have to be the same species. But who knows? Okay, so with Heartstone, we can make bridges, which would actually allow us to cross water, which would be freaking huge, but we need Heartstone for that. No idea how we're going to get that. Fences are 1 log and 1 grass. So I'm going to try to make a fence to keep some of our Pokemon in for breeding purposes and for farming purposes as well. So let's make a fenced off area over here for the Oddish. And then if you put a door in a fence, it becomes a fence gate. So now we have a little fenced off area where we can presumably put our Oddish. So what we can do, I think, is we can just go into our Pokemon and say, Sandygast, we can drop you off here. Then we can go pick up our Oddish, because this is our Oddish. Smile, smile, smile. Oddish seems friendly. Add Oddish to your party. Yeah, I fucking called it. It's mine. I own it. And then going in here, we can just drop the Oddish off, and then it exists in here. And I think at this point it will start maybe generating some kind of item for us. I'm going to have to look into it a little bit more. There is something about it in the guide, I'm sure. Let me go read that up, actually. Okay, so they are happier if they are fenced in near a building. I don't know if this is near enough. I would classify this as being near a building, but we'll see. I'm assuming that this is the kind of habitat that Oddish likes in the forest, and then we can have one more in this direction for our ground type Pokemon and stuff like that. But we'll do that some other time, because I think we are at this point more or less... It seems uncomfortable in this environment. That's weird. You would assume that beaches are exactly the place where it needs to be. Look like it's holding something. Oddish gave you a poison bomb. It already gave me an item. Okay, so this is how that works. And we're going to be doing a lot more of that. That's how you get most items in this game, I think, is through farming it from Pokemon. And there might be certain Pokemon that specifically give certain items. But most of the time, I think it's mostly based on the typing. So, as you can see, Oddish, being part poison type, gave me a poison bar. If I have a steel type Pokemon, it'll give me metal coat. If I have a... those are the only examples I have. But the grass type Pokemon might also be able to give you like leaf stones and stuff. I don't know. We'll figure that out all as we go along. There's going to be a lot more building that we need to do. And seeing as how things need to be somewhat close in proximity to buildings, maybe we'll end up making a little bit of a town of our own and like making an actual gym and some houses and stuff like that. So that could be fun. We'll see that next time. Well, not all of that next time, but over the next times.